Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. This defense for the Colts, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Let's go now. They'll set up a throw. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
They're going to the air on the opening drive. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he's brought down. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards. 1st down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The Colts at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the... And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. And a throw for Pittman is intercepted. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and 2. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Texans use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And some room to roam now. The 40. The 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Early on, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Texans football to start quarter 2.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. They'll set up to throw. Finding his target, it's Ward. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. And this offense on third down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked up by Trey Brown.
And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. And for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now this throw caught left side.
Finding room at midfield. Down the left sideline. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown.
Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. 3rd down, the Colts beefing up the secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he's got room. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Houston. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
They're going to look to throw.
And he'll find Pittman. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
On play action, they'll throw.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Justin Jefferson
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Colts get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2nd and 1.
Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They'll drop to throw. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted.
And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
And the Texans will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be an even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
There to stop him, Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. 3rd quarter here in Indy. This is 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there, a 22. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They give to Taylor out of the gun.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. And now here is another interception.
And the Texans will take over here just shy of the 30.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And this will be a Texans 1st down as good running gets him to about the 44.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he'll be brought down at the 27.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. 125 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
McCaffrey on the counter. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. This is caught.
And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Here's the option play now to the left. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he's unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
They'll run the end around. This is Cooks. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that, maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
And my goodness, another interception.
Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
146 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
And the Colts are right back in this football game.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now back to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll look to throw.
Completes this to Jefferson.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay gain.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And his kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Back to Taylor on 1st down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
But what a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for Houston, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints.
Like the